Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mike. Thanks for jumping on here with me this morning. You know, my experience in Atlanta real estate has taught me there's 5 key parts to becoming a successful realtor. No matter who you are, no matter where you set your goals this year, no matter how much experience you have or don't have, these 5 parts will determine your level of success. And as I review each part, let's play a game together this morning. Let's let you do a little test and see where you're at and what the coming 12 months might have in store for you, okay? So as I review each part, I want you to give yourself a grade, 1 to 10. 1, I suck, I never do it. 10, I'm fanatical, I do it all the time, without fail. On each part, where are you on that 1 to 10 scale? Okay, you ready? Number 1, I have a written weekly schedule. Now don't worry about I stick to the schedule. That's a whole different conversation. And those of you that know me well know I need some help in that area too. The question for this morning is, this important part is, do you have it? As we go into this week, do you have a written schedule for this week? Don't worry about if you're implementing it or not, how well you stick to it. Grade yourself on a 1 to 10. How do you do with that week to week? Do you create a written weekly schedule every week? Give yourself a 1 to 10 grade on that. Number 2, I have an annual calendar where I can review my plan for the entire year. I've planned my time off, I've planned my educational opportunities, I've planned what days I'm going to work and what times I'm going to work on those days. I've looked at the entire year for 2023 in advance already, and I've planned that out. Have you? Where would you fall on a 1 to 10 scale with that? Give yourself a grade. Okay, you got it so far. You should have 2 scores. One for a written weekly schedule and another for an annual calendar. Let's go to number 3. I have created specific, how much and by when. That's how we judge specific. I have created specific written goals for the year ahead, both in my business and in my personal life. Have you? Could you show them to me? Are they specific? Do they answer the questions, how much and by when? I want to lose weight. Nah, that's not a goal. That's a wish. I am going to lose 10 pounds. Okay, by when? I'm going to lose 10 pounds by March the 1st. Okay, great. And how are you going to do that? That's a specific goal. So the number 3, the third part of a highly successful real estate career is I create specific written goals. Give yourself a 1 to 10 grade on that. Number 4, I have a very defined, specific target audience. I know who my people are. Not any of these big, broad, general categories. Oh, well, first-time home buyers, luxury, seniors. That's all bullshit, and you know it's bullshit. And the first question to that is, well, how will they know about you? They won't. My sphere of influence, these are not defined target audiences. How do you know if it's defined enough? You could put me in your car, drive me there, and point at them, metaphorically speaking. A very defined, specific target audience. Do you have that? Give yourself a 1 to 10 score on that. Okay, so far you should have 4 scores, right? A score for a written weekly schedule, 1 to 10. How you doing? A score for an annual calendar where you've planned the year out, 1 to 10. a score for having specific written goals, both in your business and your personal life. 1 to 10. How's that looking? Number 4, a very defined, specific target audience. 1 to 10. And then the 5th part is a robust follow-up campaign. I have a follow-up campaign that I am proud of. I would stand up on a stage in front of thousands of people and shout it to the room. That's how proud I am of it. Do you have a robust, organized plan, follow-up campaign that you implement with all of your prospects? Because I hear this too often, right? Well, I tried to call them. They didn't answer. Well, boo-hoo. What else could I do? So give yourself a 1 to 10 score there. A robust follow-up campaign. Now you have 5 scores. I want you to add them up real quick. Did you keep a score? And did you rate yourself? How'd you do? Let's find out. There's 50 points maximum total available to you there. Let's run through some range of scores and give you an idea. From this range of scores, here's what you can predict for 2023. And hopefully you're going to like the answer. If you scored less than 25 points, you're not engaged in your business and you are less than part-time. You can expect to close 0 to 3 deals this year. It'll just turn out to be how many of your friends and relatives end up buying a house this year or selling one. If you scored less than 25 points, you're not engaged in your business, you're less than part-time, you should expect to sell somewhere between 0 and 3 homes this year. If you scored 30 to 40 points out of the 5-part test, you are trying, but a lack of discipline, consistency, and time management's killing you. It's killing you. You lack discipline, you lack consistency, and your time management skills are really weak. And it's killing you. It's frustrating you to death. You can expect in this 30 to 40 score range that you will close somewhere between 6 and 10 transactions for 2023. You are working, you are trying, you just lack discipline, you lack consistency, and your time management's just capping you out. You're just going to run out of time because of the way you use it. You can expect 6 to 10 transaction sites. If you scored 40 to 48 points out of the 5-point test, you will make money this year. But you're going to work big hours to do it. You are. You're going to be that 7-day-a-week wonder. You're going to be frazzled. You're going to be a little grumpy and irritable most of the time. But you are going to make money. You will end up somewhere between 10 and 20 transaction sites. Just depends on how well you're able to manage all the frustration and grumpiness that you encounter from the large amount of hours. You're going to feel like, well, I'm working all the time. Well, you might be because you're not organized and your time management really is weak. But you do know what you're doing and you are trying extremely hard. 40 to 48 deals. Yeah, they're typically gonna make money. They're typically in the 5 to 10 million range in sales volume. They're just gonna work a lot and they're always gonna feel like they could have made more money. Something's just not quite right. Now, for the very small number of you, and I don't know, I might just be talking to one person right now. You scored 48 to 50 points. Well, you're going to be a superstar this year. You are. You're going to close 20 or more deals. You are. You're going to probably sell 15 plus million in sales volume. You're going to have good work-life balance. You will. You're really not going to work big hours. You'll probably work somewhere between 35 and 42 hours a week. You're going to be working mostly 5 days a week with some exceptions in there. And you're going to start to fall in love with your real estate business because you're making really good money and you have good work-life balance. And the reason all that's true is because you did great at these 5 key parts. I mean, you're planning every week out, you've planned a year out, you've got written goals both in your personal and business life, and you're really in touch with those. You've got a very specific, defined target audience. So when you wake up every day, you know who your customer is. And your follow-up campaign is impressive. So when you generate opportunities, you're great at staying sticky with them as you go forward. You're about to make a lot of money in 2023, and you're about to love doing it. Where were you in this test? And is that okay with you? Some people are going to say, well, I scored here and it's not very impressive, but actually in this stage of my life, I'm actually okay with that. And I'm like, good for you. Some of you aren't okay with the answer. You don't like this. You don't like my test, and you don't like me very much right now, and you think this is silly, and you wish you hadn't even dialed in because you don't want to hear it. For you, there's a lot of growth opportunity ahead. If you can check your ego at the door and become coachable, you have a lot of opportunity. There's a capital I in that if you can check your ego at the door, if you're open to getting better, if you don't think you already have all the answers, then there's a lot of opportunity for you. And for those of you that are killing it, good for you. I want to work with every group and try to help you get reconciled for what you say you want and what you get in the next 12 months are the same thing. So I hope you'll get on my schedule, and I hope you'll let me do that. And if you will, that's how you and we're going to go out there and we're going to make it happen for ourselves today.